So hi everyone, today's job, well not a job really, bit of information. Did them race handbrake cables on one of my videos, so we said about discs and pads and stuff like that. It's always tricky doing discs and pads, I think, videos, because they're a safety feature and this is how I do mine. You could just use it for reference, but if you're not sure about doing your brakes, then take it to a garage. But I just thought I'd show you basically how to take the calipers off. We'll try get the disc off and see if it comes off all in one go. These are pretty rusted up, like you saw when I took the handbrake cable off, so if you've not watched that video you could watch that one. But we'll get the caliper off and we'll try and take it all apart and see what's going on. So without further ado, let's have a go. So you can see here the handbrake cable, if you watched my last video to get that out. It has had discs and pads on this at some point in its life, but I don't know when they were done. I tend to use these kind of spanners because they don't wrap my knuckles if they slip. Yeah, we need to get it off because this back has rusted through. If you're going to take the carriage off that holds the caliper on, you know, you can get that off. I'll just give it a bit of a wire brushing and clean up. But let's get the caliper off first and see what happens with that. This is completely seized up, look. It's completely solid. I could... yeah, I think it's been a while, hasn't it? Right. So we get that one off. You normally get these calipers when they fail. To be honest, I don't think they're expensive, and I think if you exchange them, they're not that bad. So don't chuck them. I think you can exchange them at garage, not motor factors and stuff. I think last pair I got years ago about 35-40 quid. So it's worth. It's not worth messing about with them, really, is it? We'll take the two bolts out of the sliders. These sliders often get covered in gunk and stuff like that. You can get a special lube for them, brake caliper lube. And all we're going to do is, I mean, this would really probably be a lot easier to move. You could, if you're doing it all, if you do this like that, you have to get a screwdriver in. You can't bash the caliper back, you need a winding tool, and I'll go get that in a minute. So ease it out like that. Take the caliper out. They don't look too bad, these, do they, really? For pads, should I say. The other one's stuck in there. There we go. I don't know when they were last done, but there's plenty of meat on them, look. Now come with them back, as some people put a bit of copper slip on them just to stop them rattling and clean all this carrier up here. I tend to take these off and wire brush them up with on an electric drill or something, and just give them a coat of paint just to make them look nice on car. Now calipers, I don't think we're going to be able to wind this one back because it's wound backing up. So just remember that this flexi hose at the back is actually kinked like that. Can you see that? It actually is looped on the caliper, and you can see there is the tool to do that. There's a tool for that. I'll go get it now. Another video where I've had to run to the garage. I know it's been 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So okay, so we need this gadget here. So this is the wind back tool. This kit came with, I've had this quite a few years. It comes with a left and right handed winding tool. Minute. I have. Hang on a minute. You can see it never goes right, does it? There we go. And what we would do is, it's completely seized up, this caliper, so the caliper's proper seized up, so that normally it might even be all the way back in. I'll push the brake pedal and see if we can get that caliper to come out, and then we'll wind it back in. It's not even moving, is it? Oh, it is. There we go. Alright, so we got the caliper to pop out a bit there, haven't we? Look. Let's see if we can get the winding tool to work on it. So as you can see there, they are tricky to do. They're not the easiest things in the world. Looks like it's had a bit of grief at some point in its life. It's supposed to be quite sharp to get the tool in. You can see what's happening though, can't you? That goes in there. And that's winding it back in. So I'm winding that clockwise. What we normally do is I would undo the master cylinder cup just to allow the air, because I've pushed the fluid down and the air's pushing on top of the cap. So you just release, because this engine's all covered up. But you get the general idea that you wind that all the way in clockwise, and you should do it. So that tool is probably the right hand. So it's a right hand. So it's the left hand tool, left hand one out of this kit. You can just buy one that I think will do it all, but these are different. You see, it's right hand. Other side maybe. Hang on. So just do that all the way back in. There we go. So that would wind that caliper back in there. Right then. So that's, you nip that off. If you're changing your calipers, you can use these little gadgets. I would suggest using mold grips. I've had this for years. Get yourself one of these. Pull that flexi hose up there. Slot that through there. Clamp it off. Unscrew your caliper, put your new one in, and bleed your brakes up. It's not good to leave them hanging down like that. You're stressing the flexi hose, you're stressing the caliper, so get a bungee cord or a tie wrap and use your spring, or you can sit it up there like that while you do the rest of your jobs. So let's get the carrier off, if it'll come off. Is it a 19? Everything's 19mm these days. So we'll try to get the disc off now. So these are awfully corroded up. Is it an odd size? 21? 21 it is. Don't think we can get, might do a little breaker bar, because they're quite tough for these. Probably never been off since they were new. So crack them, then we'll get ratchet spans on them. Yes, we can't get that on 21. Just let me see if I can go get a spanner. I don't think I've got a 21mm spanner. So again, I've got these anti-knuckle breakers, that's what I call them. So they've been off at some point, a little bit of copper grease on them. So it probably had a brake refurb this at some point. So no refurbed engine, eh? We'll get it going, won't we? So these discs actually come with bearings, quite big boxes as well, so if you go to a shop and you say discs and you think you've got a pair in a box, there'll be just one. So just double check. They're quite big boxes. So these are the sliders. I feel like they've been looked after, these. These can create all sorts of problems. Let's have a look. If you go to a motor factory, you get proper grease for this. Caliper grease. Give them a good clean out. Get new rubbers, but we'll clean all these up and make them look half decent. Right. Have to remember when we drop it on floor, we've got no brakes. Right. So let's get this disc off here. It has had discs and pads on this at some point. So we'll take it from there. Let's see if we can get it off. So take the cup off. Just like that. Socket wise, this is a 36mm socket. I don't know any Newton torques. You'd have to look that up. I don't know any torques for the calipers. You know, everyone just tightens them up, but I'll leave that down to you to sort that specification out. I'm sure it's available somewhere online, but we all don't have one of these, but let's see if we can get it off. So you probably get your disc with a new nut. Does it pull off? Oh, it does. So I was going to use this. So this is like a universal puller. I was going to use it if I had to, but I would put that in there. Put that in there. I was going to give it a go with the wheel nuts. I'm not sure the bit to take it because I was a little bit iffy when I just tried it on early before I started videoing of how much thread did go on the discs. But yeah. Yeah, that's probably what I'd use it on a Ford, this actually. But you need the right pitched thread to go into your hub. I didn't get any bolts, it's just a unit, so whether you could buy a kit with the correct pitch of thread, but it does line up with two of them and that. But sometimes you've got to put quite a lot of force on this to get them off. They're normally seized on pretty bad. If they're coming off, you can smack around the disc, so keep turning it, hitting it, because this is the only bit where the calipers, you've got all the backing plate on this side, so I just keep knocking it, banging it, knocking it, banging it, and then this is quite, it just decided off. So that's what it should look like when you take it off. There's your ABS sensor there. This backer needs to come off here. There's your little ABS sensor there. If you get a fault on them, I think the plug is just up here somewhere round the back under the swing arm for it. No, I think it plugs in. Plugs in just up there under back axle. It can be a bit of a pain to get out. I've always changed them most of the time for what they cost and put a little bit of grease in them so they can pop in and out. You can often damage them as well getting them off. But yeah, that's how to take them off. We get that disc backer off, and we're going to drop the axle out of this anyway, the rear subframe, and clean it all up. We'll probably reuse these discs because I think they're quite new, and we'll have a look at the calipers, whether it's worth exchanging them for some new ones. We'll just have to see because it's been sat a long time and safety and all that. So yep, and just reassemble it in the same way you did you took it apart, like that. Put your nut on. You'll probably get a new nut. It looks like a squash nut or something like that. So it's chiseled in a bit there on edges. So imagine when you gun it on, it nips it up. But check your torque settings so you don't damage your wheel bearings. Have to Google torque settings, then bolts, won't you, as well. And yeah. So there's basically how to take your discs and pads off. If you're unsure, pop it to a garage. I'm sure somebody will do it. Like I say, it's taken me 20 minutes to do this side, maybe to do the other side. But if they're badly stuck on, you know what I mean, you're going to be bashing them a little bit. But get a puller. You could use a three jaw large puller as well, round the disc. Let me turn this round, so you can put it, do that nut so it's like that, so you can see it. Put your jaw in there, put 3 clamps on there, and pull it and hit it, pull it and hit it. These do get stuck on. I was very lucky here, but I think it had new discs and pads on, like, so I was hoping they'd come off. But they will come off, you know, they will come off. That's when you start damaging stuff, you know, like ABS sensors and these backing things. So price wise, I don't know, I think calipers like 35 quid, 40 quid at a time. Your disc can be anything, I don't know, 100 quid for a pair, pads 20 quid. So what, 250 quid for a lot, plus a bit of labour if you pay a garage or do it yourself. I think that's what it was, but they'll have better costing when I come to do my own. So there you go. Alright, gloves are falling a bit. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and hope it's been some use to somebody, this video, and we'll catch up on the next one. And thanks for watching, everyone. And keep saying it, but thanks ever so much for subscribing and messages I get and stuff like that. And hope you like the other video. So we know the timing's alright. Next thing will be trying to sort out some electrical work, electrical things in it, ECU on that stand to get it running. Let's get it started up. Feel much better then. I think everybody else would as well. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.